Each week, I share the camera setup I'm going to shoot with for the coming week. I typically also share photos from the previous week. This week is going to be a little bit different. Instead, I've cleaned off my camera shelves and I've assessed my collection. Because you know what? I just don't use all of the things that I have. And frankly, I like to have a little extra room for new friends to potentially join the bunch. So this week I will be sharing what I won't be shooting with this week because they're on the chopping block. First, there's nothing wrong with any of these items. They work just fine. I have gotten great photos with them in the past and in some cases even recently. But part of my job is to share with you all sorts of different gear, and I've pretty much accomplished what I wanted to with these guys. It's time for a refresh. Okay, on to the bodies. Let's go oldest to newest. This is the Nikon D70. I used this for photos for a video about using older gear a while back, but really, I've been holding on to this fella to do hazard duty for me. Like when I wanted a DSLR, but I didn't want to risk any of my newer bodies. But I haven't come across a time when I really felt like I needed to use it. This is the D5000. I used this guy just a couple weeks ago for my review of the Nikon DX kit lenses. I do enjoy using this body. It is so compact and it holds up well today in terms of image quality, but I don't find myself picking this up very often. I just as soon grab one of my V1s. This is the Nikon D300s, one of my favorite bodies ever. It was such a leap forward when it came out, and you know what? I had just purchased this when I started Snapcheck.com. My very first videos were centered around this body. And as much as it pains me to say it, I haven't picked this up since the D500 arrived. And the last body here is the D810. This was my first full-frame DSLR. It is still a fantastic choice. If you watch my review of the D810, you'll hear me talk about the improvements in user experience. Those improvements make me pick up the D810 every time. I simply don't need the D800. Now for lenses. I've only chosen two here. This is the 18-200 f3.5 to f5.6. I used to use this lens all of the time. Over the years though, it has become a dust catcher on my shelves. And this is the 18-55 f3.5 to 5.6. I just reviewed this lens along with its brother, the 55-200, and the review reminded me how great this lens actually is, but I'm still getting rid of it, but not the 55-200. Really because I have the 18-55 millimeter range covered a couple times over with other lenses. So I am ready to let go of a handful of items. This is going to sound silly to some of you, but these are tough choices for me. You may notice that I get new gear, saying that I'll get rid of this or that, but then I don't, because I love these guys. We've each had good times together, but now it's time for them to go to new loving homes. It's the right time for each of these items, either because I really don't ever use it, or I don't use it often, or I want to still get a good amount in resale, knowing that there's always something new and exciting around the corner. Speaking of which, what exactly is this exercise making room for? I'm not sure. I will do another video sometime soon about what is left in my collection and where I see it going when I figure that out. So with that, I'm off to take product photos of each of these lovelies.